Scripps News legal affairs correspondent Abijoy Burnett is looking into this change. So, Abijoy, who would be impacted by it?
Quite a few people, a couple thousand people, maybe hundreds of thousands, according to some immigration attorneys, could be impacted here. This is a new memo that was released by the Department of Homeland Security under USCIS. And according to officials in the Trump administration, according to this memo, they say people who are here in the United States who want to apply for a green card, they must leave the United States, head back to their home countries, and apply for the green cards from outside of the United States. This memo was issued late last evening, but we started to see more details on what reactions were like earlier today. And some of the people who could potentially be impacted here are students, people who came to the United States as students. There could be people who are here as temporary workers, and even tourists. And here's what an official with USCIS, this is the U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services, this is what a spokesperson for that agency, which is under DHS, this is what they said with regards to this new memo that has been really getting quite some attention. They said, we are returning to the original intent of the law to ensure aliens navigate our nation's immigration systems properly. From now on, an alien who is in the U.S. temporarily and wants a green card must return to their home country to apply, except for in extraordinary circumstances. I started to speak with immigration attorneys about this earlier today to get an idea of what those extraordinary circumstances could be. And they said perhaps in instances where someone is here in the United States as a refugee, that could be seen as an extraordinary circumstance, and they may not have to return to their home country in order to apply for a green card. And for people who may not know, a green card pretty much grants permanent residency here in the United States. It does not mean that you are a U.S. citizen, but it's one step from being here in the United States temporarily to become someone who's here on a permanent basis. Some of the attorneys who I spoke with earlier today, they weren't as concerned about what this actually means. One person told me they are pretty sure people will be able to continue to apply for that green card status. But then there are other attorneys who were really concerned. They said that they've been getting many calls from their clients. Some of those clients are extremely alarmed. And they're talking about people who have family members here. There are folks who are working here in the United States. They may be married to U.S. citizens. They may be here on an H-1B visa where they're able to work. So pretty much they have set up lives here in the United States, and they're going through this process of applying for a green card. So they're now wondering what is next for us. Take a listen to what one of those attorneys told me.
Who does this impact, right? It's family members of U.S. citizens, the immediate relatives of them, so their spouses, their parents, their children. It includes people who are here working with U.S. employers who are in the process or are in like legal status working and are in the process of applying for their green card, which can take decades. So it gives them a temporary way to stay here so they're not upended and their work is not upended.
And that attorney with the American Immigration Lawyers Association, she told me that this is something that could potentially impact hundreds of thousands of folks. For example, back in fiscal year 2023, this is where we have the most recent data, about 600,000 people were in line applying for their green card, going through that process. This is a process that could potentially take months or even years. So we're talking about the possibility of hundreds of thousands of people who are waiting, and they're now wondering, what does this actually mean for them? We've been told that there's a possibility that lawsuits could be filed really to push back against the Trump administration and prevent people from being forced to leave the United States.
Okay, some potentially significant developments for thousands of those in the U.S. Our legal affairs correspondent, Abijoy Burnett, breaking it all down for us. Abijoy, thank you.